This story begins in a city called Ipsswitch, also known as the City of Wizards. On top of a mountain, a group of mutants is watching some boys partying down below. Seeing that, they all get excited and jump straight down to join the party. As soon as they land, Kate runs and hugs her boyfriend, Pogue, and introduces him to her new roommate, Sarah. She then introduces Sarah to the rest of her friends, Reed and Tyler. Meanwhile, Caleb's attention goes to Sarah, and he is about to talk to her when suddenly Kira and Aaron arrive and start disturbing the group. Caleb tries to handle the situation politely and asks them to please leave, but they refuse. Aaron, in anger, pushes Caleb, and just when a fight is about to break out, a new student named Chase enters the scene and tries to calm everyone down. Here, Reed loses control over his temper and power, and he accidentally casts a spell that burns the troublemaker's stomach, making him vomit badly all over Aaron's bag. The whole scene turns chaotic, and just then, the DJ announces that the police are coming. Panic spreads among the students, and everyone starts running. While running through the forest, Chase introduces himself to Caleb, and Caleb thanks him. When the group reaches the Jeep, Sarah says that her car isn't starting. Trying to impress Sarah, Reed says he can fix it. Pogue tells Caleb to chill. Reed immediately uses his magic to fix the engine, and they all take off. However, the police spot them, so to avoid getting arrested, Reed and Caleb drive the Jeep at high speed toward the cliff and jump off. Using their magic, they stop the car midair and escape safely. The police below are left confused, wondering where the car suddenly disappeared. But the next moment, the car lands behind them, and Reed presses the accelerator, speeding away from the scene. Later, Caleb reaches home, where his mother, Evelyn, is looking at a portrait of Caleb's deceased father. Evelyn tells him how much she misses her husband. She explains to Caleb that in a few years, he and his friend's magic will reach its prime and their powers will become very strong. However, she warns him that the more magic he uses, the shorter his lifespan will become. Evelyn advises Caleb never to walk down the path of darkness and evil. Meanwhile, in the university dorm, Kate and Sarah are talking. Sarah asks why people call those boys the Sons of Ipswich. Kate explains that they are the descendants of powerful colonial wizard families from the 1600s. Sarah is shocked because the group only has 4 boys. Kate tells her that the 5th family was destroyed during the witch hunt era. On the mountain, officers are trying to figure out how all the students disappeared. During the investigation, a message comes over the radio saying a victim has been found in the forest. The police go to the spot and find an unconscious student inside a car. When they look at him, they are shocked. His eyes are completely white, as if his soul has left his body. The next day, in the university bathroom, Sarah is taking a shower when suddenly a light bulb explodes. Frightened, she checks, and from behind the mirror, a smoky shadow figure appears. But as soon as she turns around, the figure vanishes. Shocked, Sarah returns to her room, but while walking down the hallway, Reed suddenly appears and scares her. When Sarah tells him what happened, Reed goes with her to check the washroom, but nothing is there. While returning to her room, Sarah feels like someone is walking inside the building. The next morning, Pogue calls Caleb and expresses suspicion that the magic behind the victim's condition might be Reed's doing. Meanwhile, while driving, Caleb suddenly sees the ghost of that dead student and crashes into a truck, but using his magic, he instantly reassembles the car and saves himself. After talking to Pogue, the two decide that they need to have a serious conversation with Reed. At the pharmacy, Caleb and Kate are talking when Kate mentions that the dead student was from the same dorm floor as Reed and Tyler. Sarah and Chase also arrive there. Kate suggests they all go for a movie, but Caleb says he can't because he needs to help his mom. Sarah also refuses to go and instead gets into the car with Caleb. Caleb shows Sarah his old ancestral house, but suddenly, the caretaker, Gorman, fires a gun. Caleb tells Sarah to wait and goes inside to give Gorman his medicine. Near the grounds, a dead body lies there, but Caleb ignores it and leaves. Later, the whole group is enjoying themselves at a club, where Kate behaves very strangely and sits extremely close to Chase. Reed and Tyler are playing pool with Aaron. Sarah calls Caleb to the dance floor, but suddenly Reed and Aaron start fighting. Caleb and Pogue try to stop them, and the bar owner keeps warning them until Aaron finally leaves. After the club, Caleb teaches Reed a lesson. Reed tries to counter him using magic, but Caleb's power is stronger, and he keeps knocking him down repeatedly. Pogue steps in between them to stop the fight. Reed insists that he's not being irresponsible, but Caleb knows he's lying. Reed has lost control over his powers. That night, Sarah has a nightmare filled with spiders attacking her. In the morning, Pogue calls Caleb and tells him that he has also seen a ghost. Both realize that some unknown wizard is using high-level magic. In the library, Sarah reads a book about ancient wizard families and notices the surname Ipswich. Then she starts reading about spells related to spiders, spells that every wizard is capable of performing. Kate comes and asks Sarah if she has found out anything about Caleb's family. Sarah says that she has only heard legends. Later, in the sauna, the sons of Ipsswitch boys are relaxing when Aaron starts trying to irritate Chase. But Chase, in a very sarcastic tone, mocks him back. The angry troublemaker attacks the new boy, but Chase isn't scared at all and, with a very smart move, hits him in a very painful spot. Seeing this, Caleb gets excited and congratulates Chase, telling him to hang out with their group that night. But Pogue says that he won't be joining them this time and leaves to confront Kate. He tells her that he doesn't want her spending too much time with Chase. Hearing this, Kate gets angry and says that Chase is just her friend. But Pogue doesn't trust her and walks away. The next day, the wizard friends are watching Pogue's swimming practice. After the race ends, Chase comes over and compliments Caleb on Pogue's skills. Caleb then says that he's also interested in seeing Chase's freestyle performance and challenges him to a water race. Both students start a friendly competition in the pool. But as the race is about to end, Caleb notices that Chase's eyes have turned completely black, as if he is casting a spell. Shocked, Caleb loses control, hits the pool wall, and faints. A few minutes later, his friends pull him out of the water and revive him, telling him that there was just a small accident at the end of the race. Caleb is confused, but he can't forget what he saw and keeps observing Chase the entire day. Then the professor announces that the university dean has called Chase to his office. Confused, Chase goes to the office where the dean asks if he knows the boy who was found dead in the forest a few days ago. Chase says he has no idea about it. The dean then tells him that Chase's ID was found in the back seat of that car. Shocked, Chase remains silent and says he doesn't know how that happened. That evening, Caleb and Pogue decide to sneak into the dean's office to find information about Chase. Meanwhile, Sarah returns to her dorm room and finds a note from Kate saying she's going to the hospital because she's feeling very sick. Inside the dean's office, Caleb and Pogue find Chase's family records. They discover that when Chase turned 18, his parents died in a car accident. Just then, a security guard starts walking toward the office, and both of them use a spell to float up near the ceiling and hide. But suddenly, the papers slip from Pogue's hand. Caleb quickly catches them mid-air so that the guard doesn't notice anything. Meanwhile, Sarah is talking to the doctor, who tells her that Kate's fever is over 104 degrees, and her body shows reactions as if she has been bitten by hundreds of spiders. On the other hand, Caleb and his friends realize that Chase is connected to the 5th Ipswitch family and is actually the main son of that family. Tyler also says that he saw the dark shadow the previous night. Reed confirms that he didn't do anything, and Caleb concludes that Chase is behind everything. Just then, Caleb gets a call from Sarah, who tells him that Kate is in the hospital. Pogue becomes furious and goes out to confront Chase, but Chase intercepts him and crashes his bike. Chase then reveals that his real target is Caleb. Sarah returns to her dorm and meets someone who looks exactly like Caleb, but the real Caleb is far away at that moment. It is revealed that the person in the dorm is actually Chase, disguised as Caleb. Chase puts Sarah into a deep sleep and waits for Caleb to arrive. When Caleb reaches there, he angrily asks Chase what he is doing. Chase explains that his real father told him the story of Ipswitch, how their family was banished. His father had transferred a part of his own power to Chase, which is why Chase is so strong. Chase then puts a spider inside Sarah's body, which starts poisoning her. He tells Caleb that the next night, Caleb will have to transfer his powers to him, otherwise Sarah will die. Caleb tries to cast a spell, but Chase throws him across the room again and again. Before leaving, Chase reverses the spell, and Sarah returns to normal. After that, Caleb goes to the hospital, where Pogue warns him that Chase is extremely powerful. In the hospital waiting room, Sarah asks Caleb about the wizard spells. Caleb takes her to the old ancestral house, where it is revealed that his father is still alive, but due to overuse of magic, he has aged prematurely and looks like an old man at only 44. At Evelyn's house, the group makes a plan. Reed and Tyler are told to take Sarah to the dance for her protection. But at the dance hall, Sarah mysteriously goes missing. Meanwhile, as Caleb is heading to the bar, Chase destroys his car. Later, Chase shows Caleb that Sarah has been captured. Caleb refuses to give up, and a powerful fight begins between the two. During the battle, Caleb's ascension starts, and he transforms painfully as his new power awakens. With his new strength, he attacks Chase, but Chase gains the upper hand. The whole place catches fire, and Chase intensifies the flames around Sarah. Caleb becomes completely exhausted. At that moment, Evelyn calls for help from her husband, and the old wizard performs a ritual spell to transfer a huge amount of power into Caleb. Chase tries his best to stop it, but Caleb unleashes a massive fire vacuum blast that completely destroys Chase. Caleb saves Sarah and escapes from the burning bar. Later, the firefighters report that Chase's body was never found. Sarah asks where he went, and Caleb says he doesn't know. Finally, with peace restored in Ipswitch, they move forward with their lives, and with that, the movie comes to an end. So, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and let us know in the comments what you thought about this story.